Very good evening, viewers. The highly sensitive Sohrabuddin case is back in the eye of the storm. Times now can confirm reports that the Congress party has enlisted as a member a judge that was formally linked to the Sohrabuddin trial. The decision, viewers, has sparked controversy, with the BJP accusing the Congress of politicizing the judiciary. Judge Thipsay has joined the Congress within 15 months of his retirement. During the course of his career, Justice Thipsay had heard the case and raised questions about the discharge of accused, even citing inconsistencies in the court verdict in the Sohrabuddin case. And after he retired as a justice from the High Court, he had more to say in a negative way on the Sohrabuddin case and others that he had heard. Now, those staring into the Congress may have valid grounds to suggest that Congress may be in danger of seeking out a committed judiciary. Here are some hard facts that expose the hypocrisy. Now, pay attention to what is on your screens, viewers. What the Congress preaches when Justice Sathasivam, that's right, Justice Sathasivam was appointed as Kerala governor in 2014 by the NDA. The Congress's charge was, did persona functioning or decisions please Prime Minister and Amit Shah? Whose persona? Whose functioning? They were referring to Justice Sathasivam, who had to come out and defend some of his judgments. Then look at the present instance. Justice Abhay Thipsay, he doubted Sohrabuddin verdict after retirement, or the discharge at the very least, and the Congress's action, no condemnation, no at any length keeping an arm's distance, but instead they inducted Thipsay as official member of the Congress in June 2018. So you just look at the two very big disparities. Not just this, T.N. Chaturvedi, former CAG, joined BJP after retirement. Congress's charge, rewarded for adverse report on Bofors deal. Adverse to whom? The Gandhis. So at that time, when the NDA gave a job to a former CNAG, it was seen to be a favor to the CNAG for doing the BJP's bidding in the Bofors case. But look at what the Congress practices. Sanjeev Bhatt, IPS officer, accused then Gujarat Chief Minister Modi of abetting the riots. What did the Congress do? Gave a ticket to suspended IPF officer's wife for the elections. So you can see the disparities. Now, while serving as a judge in the Bombay High Court, and this is the reason why this particular decision of the Congress to enlist Justice Thipsay is causing a huge controversy, is because when he was serving as a judge in the Bombay High Court, Justice Thipsay heard multiple bail petitions of the accused in the Sohrabuddin case, and this is what he observed about the case. He said it was an ambitious plan to eliminate Sohrabuddin. He said Sohrabuddin was troublesome for wealthy, influential people. Wealthy and influential people approach politicians. Plans satisfied wealthy and influential as well as politicians. It enhanced prestige, popularity, importance of concerned politicians. That's right. Now, this is the principal reason why today the controversy is raging. The BJP is coming out. Others who support the NDA and the BJP point of view are coming out and saying that Justice Thipsay, because of the views he held might today be given space by the Congress. That's what is being said, not by me, not by this channel, but by those who are standing in judgment of the Congress party, not so much of Justice Thipsay. This is an important point. I want to bring in Megha Prasad, who has been able to confirm from deep sources in the Congress party that there is a move afoot to give a position, a post that is, as well as responsibilities to Justice Thipsay. Why is this story, Megha, becoming such a big controversy?
Well, Rahul, let's sort of put all of this into perspective right now. And yes, the question that you asked, that we can confirm, there is, of course, right now a thought process that's going on within the Congress, especially in Maharashtra, to give some sort of an important designation to Justice Thipsay in the party there. In fact, tomorrow he is meeting the top leaders of the Congress there in Mumbai. So that perhaps will be a public function and media will be allowed. Now, as far as this entire story is concerned, Rahul, let us first understand that we have been confirmed by Justice Kolse Patil that it wasn't Justice Thipsay who attempted to join the Congress or wanted to join the Congress. It was Congress through Kumar Ketkar, its member of parliament, recently appointed one, who in fact approached Justice Thipsay, and then of course post which this decision was made that he would join the Congress. But then here, and of course Kumar Ketkar has also written about and written extensively about Justice Thipsay. Rahul and I, if I could just quote like 2 lines from his article, he talks about Justice Thipsay and he says, Justice Thipsay's father was a freedom fighter and a strong believer of the Gandhian values and the Nehruvian politics. Justice Thipsay felt that the legacy of Gandhi-Nehru was being erased, and he thought that it was his moral duty to join the party.
Moral duty?
Yes.
To join the Congress. This is what Kumar Ketkar, a Congress MP for the Rajya Sabha, is telling you, or has written. That's what you're saying.
Yes, Rahul, he's written that in the article, and that is why.
So this is a defense, really, Megha. I just need to come in. This is very, very important, because the Congress has been extremely critical of the BJP in the past, when the BJP appointed Justice Sathasivam as the governor. Now you're saying that the Congress party is justifying bringing Justice Thipsay on board, saying that he felt it was his moral duty to join the Congress party because Thipsay's father was a freedom fighter and a strong believer of Gandhian values and Nehruvian politics. And Justice Thipsay felt that the legacy of Gandhi-Nehru was being erased, and he thought that it was moral duty to join the party which was the flag bearer of those values. Now, Mr. Ketkar also says he is known to be an activist judge. Now, the BJP is saying, and this is important to note, is saying that the point is, if the ideological moorings, could they have influenced his judgment when presiding over these very, very sensitive, some would say politically loaded cases? Now that's where the problem begins, because many people are going to question whether the ideological bent of mind which so suits the Congress somehow had an impact. Now we can't say all of this. This is being said. This is not just being said, but defended by Justice Thipsay himself in various interviews. Now I just want to point out that there is a code of conduct that applies to our justices, and I just want to read out point 8th and 9th, which are really, really relevant here. A judge shall not enter into political debate or express his views in public on political matters or on matters that are pending or are likely to arise for judicial determination. And a judge is expected to let his judgments speak for themselves. He should not give interview to the media. But after, this is obviously applicable to justices when they are still serving, but after we have heard Justice Thipsay coming out and defending some of his views that were expressed in court in the course of very sensitive cases and judgments in those cases. So it all becomes extremely hot politically, and that's why we are seeing the BJP jump into this. Let's just play out some of those reactions that we have got on this story before we open this out.
Maybe there are no legal restrictions, but certainly it is highly improper and I would even go to say somewhat immoral, because it does not gel. The public will lose the faith in the institutions of democracy and their independence when you see them latching on to political positions soon after their retirement, and it will seem the entire career was planned to join a political party.
Why should he not have? He is a citizen of India and he has chosen to enter politics, and he has decided to join any particular political party. So you feel aggrieved because he has conducted Sohrabuddin case. Well, this is ridiculous. I don't know who has made this kind of a statement. It's an absolutely irrational, unacceptable and improper comment.
Okay, the big questions go out straight to our panel. You can see some of those who are here tonight to debate this particular issue. Dr. Patra of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawala also with us, Ashutosh Mishra, senior journalist, Paranjoy Thakurta, senior journalist, Sanjay Hegre, senior advocate. I want to begin by asking a basic question. By joining hands with Justice Thipsay, has the Congress legitimized the BJP's charge that it is politicizing the judiciary? That the Congress is politicizing the judiciary? Ashutosh ji, question goes to you.
I don't think so. If that was happening, then when Chief Justice Satsivalam joined BJP, that would have been the case.
How?
He was
the Congress that time
he was
said
the
that
Chief
this
Justice
is
of India.
politicizing the judiciary.
He is just
but when they do the same in reverse. No, one second. Ashutosh ji.
Satyasivam didn't join the BJP.
Satyasivam did not join the BJP.
Let me correct myself. When he was appointed Kerala governor.
No, one second.
He was appointed Kerala governor.
Yeah, it's very big difference.
Governor.
No,
because
I'm
governors are
myself. I'm not
apolitical.
lying. Lying is your habit.
No,
Okay.
governor
You
is
just lied.
apolitical.
No, and I corrected myself. I made a
Governor
mistake
is
and I corrected
apolitical. One
myself.
second.
You also please do that.
Why don't you come back to the subject?
So,
Governors
yeah.
are apolitical, or at least they're supposed to be.
They were
but
supposed to be.
you created a huge shindig.
Yeah,
The Congress party went completely crazy, saying that this is unacceptable. This is politicization. But there are examples of the Congress doing exactly the same. There are two very, very senior justices of the past that gave judgments in favor of the Congress, some would perceive, though obviously that was not the case at that time. But they went on to join the Congress, and it led to a huge controversy. So what applies to the BJP must apply to the Congress, Mr. Ashutosh. What's the big deal? Who's politicizing?
In this particular case, what does Justice Thipsay have to gain by joining Congress?
What does Congress have
he has nothing to
reward
gain.
him for? The question is, what does Congress have to reward him for?
He had given bail
Congress
to
invited
DG
him.
Vanzara.
Big news
What
coming
did Congress reward him for?
One second. No, I think you've got the sequence wrong. I'm just being told by my director, Anupam, that we are actually going to break a soundbite, a reaction that we have taken from Justice Kolse Patil, who has claimed that it's the Congress that approached the justice concerned here, Justice Thipsay, to enlist him. Why was the Congress so eager to do so? We know the past with judge, lawyer, etc. They were trying to appropriate that, turn that into some sort of a murky murder. Here, an individual judge, a justice, who has gone on record to suggest that he wasn't very happy with the manner in which the Sohrabuddin trial had played out, is being appropriated by the Congress. Let's play this out. This is very intriguing. Sensational twist in the Sohrabuddin storm. Let's play this out.
He has been harassed by this government in service because he tried to touch Amit Shah and he was transferred to Allahabad at the fag end of his service. And after retirement, he might have thought it's a democratic process and some people like Kumar Ketkar and others approached him and therefore he joined Congress.
Kumar Ketkar and others approached him. Now, is it a coincidence that Congress has forged ties with those that shared its doubts over the Sohrabuddin trial? We know the case of some other top activists who were given favors by the then UPA. We know of all of this. I want to bring in.
I just wanted to point out one thing, that what you have said, if you read what Justice Thipsay has said, he has said that he was interested, he was talking to two parties, and Mr. Ketkar spoke to him, and he was speaking to his personal friends in two parties.
How can that be? When Mr. Ketkar has said that, no, I'll tell you what Mr. Ketkar has said. That Justice Thipsay's father was a freedom fighter and a strong believer of Gandhian values and Nehruvian politics. Justice Thipsay felt that the legacy of Gandhi Nehru was being erased by whom? Erased by whom?
So there are two parties.
Dr. Patra,
there is more than one party.
There is something odd here. The political discourse is mixed. The messaging is mixed.
Rahul, this is a very serious subject. First and foremost, we are discussing about the integrity of judiciary, and though Abhay Thipsay, a former justice, has retired and after retirement is joining a political party, though it may not augur well with the ideology of the party that I am in, but still I would refrain as the spokesperson of a national party from directly attacking a former judicial member.
You must question the Congress's hypocrisy.
I would not do that. Exactly, that's what I want to say.
It's the Congress we are questioning tonight. Exactly. We are not questioning the motives of Justice Thipsay, which are above reproach.
Very true.
Let's be very, very honest.
Rahul,
it's the Congress party, and I've been addressing this question to all those sympathizers here for the Congress who I'm asking, is it politicizing the judiciary? Is it incentivizing retirement? Who knows? I don't know.
Rahul, can I complete? Rahul, the issue over here is maturity. We in the BJP are extremely mature to see to it that the integrity of judiciary is never questioned, is never made into a slugfest in a television debate or in a public discourse. But what we have seen only recently in the Judge Loya case as to how the Congress had brought down the Supreme Court to streets. The Congress party had even gone to the extent of naming the judges, trying to shame them, even trying to attribute motives to the Chief Justice of India, to the extent that they had to bring out an impeachment proceeding against the Chief Justice. Thankfully, in fact, we saw as to how maturely the courts of this country reacted, how maturely the people and the citizens of this country reacted. I mean, the question over here is, politicization of judiciary has always been the forte of the Congress party. Remember the famous term that we had during emergency, a committed judiciary, that Indira Gandhi and the Congress party wanted then. We had seen as to how judges were superseded and judges who were loyal to the Congress party who were made the Chief Justice of India. And today this kind of behavior is saddening. It is saddening on the part of Congress party, who is trying to float, in fact, just trying to float a wrong,
but there was a lobby. There was a lobby that was so antagonized on the back of the Justice Loya issue. They went to great extents to constantly attack the NDA, the BJP. Today they're silent. Why are they silent? I want to know. Why is this lobby so silent? Paranjoy Thakurta with us. Paranjoy Thakurta, the question is a very straightforward one. I think you've heard it. Is it a coincidence that Congress has forged ties with those that shared its doubts over the Sohrabuddin trial? Simple question.
Rahul, I hope you will give me as much time as you've given Dr. Patra.
Oh my God, this timekeeper business is
continue to be amazed. I continue to be amazed by your stupidity and naivete. I'll tell you why. You know, the well-known legal journalist from the New York Times in November 2004, Linda Greenhouse, had famously remarked, "Judges are politicians in robes." We all have political ideologies. You have a political ideology. Dr. Patra has an ideology. The question is whether a judge's political ideology influences his legal principles and justification on the basis of law. Now, give me a few minutes, and I'll give you a few examples. Justice K.S. Hegde. You remember Justice K.S. Hegde?
Yes.
क्या हुआ भैया?
हाँ जी, we can hear
Justice K.S. Hegde is the father. Hello.
Yes.
The father of Justice Santosh Hegde.
We know.
Now hear me out. Hear me out. I lost you in between. Now, he resigned because he was superseded by Indira Gandhi. Correct? He then became a Rajya Sabha MP of the erstwhile Janata Dal, into which the Bharatiya Janata Sangh, which was the predecessor to the Bharatiya Janata Party, had joined. He became a Lok Sabha MP, he became a Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and He was one of the founding members of the BJP, Justice K.S. Hegde. Now hear me out. Justice Rama Joyce, former Chief Justice of the Punjab and Haryana High Court, former Judge of the Karnataka High Court, he became a member of the RSS, not Rahul Shiv Shankar, Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh, and he joined the BJP. And he became a governor of Jharkhand and Bihar.
Baharul Islam, along with Justice Ranganath Mishra, ruled in favor of Bihar's Congress Chief Minister Jagannath Mishra in the controversial Shivnandan Paswan case in 1982. Islam resigned to join the Congress party, while Justice Ranganath Mishra joined the Congress after retiring as Chief Justice of India in 1991. Now let me ask you, since you are so intelligent,
all right,
Mr. Thakurta.
No, let me carry on.
The problem here is
no.
The Congress party. No, one second. The Congress party just about 4 years ago. No, 1 second, Mr. Thakurta. This can't be a one-way street. You have pointed out several selective examples to suit your argument. I am giving you contra facts.
Just as you do.
This debate.
Just
now,
as you do.
Now, 1 minute. Listen to me. These are hard facts. 4 years ago, the Congress was in a lather. They were in a lather over what happened with Justice Sathasivam, who retired and was subsequently appointed as governor of Kerala. I have the quotes of various Congress leaders saying this is not done. Galat baat, very wrong. You shouldn't do this. And today the Congress is doing exactly opposite.
And
why are you having such a problem today, taking a principled stand and saying this is not acceptable? We should have a cooling off period.
No problem.
The Supreme Court had gone into this issue.
Excuse me.
The Supreme Court had gone into this issue also. At that time, there were political parties that said perhaps we need to back off. We need to actually have a cooling off period. We need to ensure that no one ever casts an aspersion against any judge or his motivations, which would have been the right thing to do. But members of a certain predilection don't seem to see this as an issue. One of them is you, sir. Why? Why is it when the Congress commits some sort of infallibility,
let me answer you.
You can't see it. Why?
You are as selective in choosing facts that suits you and your channel's ideology.
My dear man, the facts channels are on air. We have put out facts on both sides. We are questioning the principle today.
Everything, absolutely.
Since you are such a moral guardian of journalism, I saw your interview recently where you evaded all the hard questions you should have been asking a certain other person. So please don't give out your stupid certificates of journalism while you yourself don't abide by them. Point number one. And point number two, when Gandhian Nehruvian ideology influences a judge to join a political party, it is legitimate to ask whether it influences ideology while he was that judge. So stop us your moral high ground and answer the question. And if you don't have an answer to the question, Mr. Paranjoy Thakurta, the beacon light of journalism in this country, well, then
you are not giving me a chance to respond.
Why did you ask the questions that you needed to ask in your interviews? Don't dish out certificates, sir. You are nobody to dish out certificates to anybody. You just take on soft targets. But here's the question. I want to ask that the 4 judges who revolted in the Supreme Court, which were used as a political capital by the Congress party, were they also given some post-retirement incentives? That's the question that needs to be asked tonight. You won't ask it because you yourself are a part of that lobby. So please stop your moral sermonizing. I don't need it on this channel and people of India don't need it. If you want to do it, please do it on the interviews you conduct on YouTube.
So today are we saying in the first threat to the next Supreme Court Chief Justice not me, the person who revolted?
To this tirade?
Relax.
It is not a tirade. It's called contradicting
your
level of stupidity and naivety.
Shadad Punawala, let him speak. Let him speak.
All right, please go ahead.
Listen, keep yourself. I didn't say anything about your whatever the kind of person you are. Okay, the whole world knows.
Okay.
If you give me a few points and minutes, and I'll tell you why.
Get it on.
You know, when you point a finger at somebody, 4 fingers are pointing at you. Let me tell you, you didn't talk about Justice Hegde. You didn't talk about Rama Joyce. I'll tell you why the BJP is damn upset with Justice Thipsay. Let me tell you why. When he granted former police officers, top police officers of Gujarat, Vanzara and Narendra Amin, he wrote in his judgment that he was bound by the rulings of the Supreme Court, and not because he believed in their innocence. Point 2.
Sir, can I reply now, since you have directly brought in the BJP over here? I believe
named as accused.
In all good faith, you should allow me to come in.
Let me finish.
You're not going to finish it anyhow.
Let me finish.
The venom is
in the Best Pekare case,
unlimited. It's not
there
going
were
to be
certain individuals associated with the BJP who were accused. In the Kabir Kala Manch case,
ho gaya, sir. Sir, allow me to come in. Mr. Thakurta,
poets, and
Mr.
they were accused of
Thakurta, you have accused us. Now let me come in over here.
Have very made the BJP.
BJP is not accusing any justice. By the way, Mr. Thakurta, get it correct. We are not accusing Mr. Justice Abhay Thipsay in any way. We are accusing the Congress party over here. I think you have to hear my statements to get the facts right. First and foremost, in the history of Indian judiciary,
that's your
never
job.
Before.
You're paid to do it.
Mr. Thakurta, did I say anything
that's
about
your job.
Did I say anything about you personally, Mr. Thakurta? You don't behave of a senior journalist.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Mr. Thakurta, this frustration. No. Mr. Thakurta, this frustration does not behave well. Mr. Thakurta, the country is watching you. Please don't behave as an insane man. What is this? Do you need a treatment or what?
I find you very funny.
Please then, man mein hasiye na. If you feel that I'm very funny, please go
You're
to a corner and laugh.
Are you also
Mr.
a psychiatrist?
Thakurta, go to a corner and laugh and behave yourself, Mr. Thakurta. The country is watching you. We are discussing a very serious issue with a so-called senior journalist.
This is not the way,
Mr. Thakurta, this is not the way a senior person like you should be behaving. We may have ideological differences, but we should treat each other well. Please wait for your turn to speak. Allow me to complete, and thereafter you can laugh, smile, or whatsoever you want to do. Allow me to complete. Mr. Rahul, I've never heard before in the history of Indian judiciary that one of the judicial members, before being appointed into the Supreme Court of this country or the High Court of Guwahati, was a Rajya Sabha member of the Congress party. For the first time in Indian judicial history, you have mentioned the name. I don't want to repeat the name because I have utmost respect for the judicial proceedings. There was a judge who was first the Rajya Sabha member of Congress party, and thereafter, when he was out of business in politics, Mrs. Indira Gandhi appointed him at Guwahati High Court and thereafter elevated to Supreme Court, and after getting retirement from Supreme Court, he was further reappointed again as a Rajya Sabha member of the Congress party. We have never seen this audacity before, but still I, as an Indian, leave aside which political mooring I belong to, a political party or ideology I belong to, we have to have highest respect for retired justices and highest respect for the courts of this country, because at the end of the day, we survive because of the court. But this question needs to be asked from Mr. Thakurta also, because they are the lobbyists. They are the ones who have brought down to the street the Supreme Court. They are the ones who spoke day in and day out against the Chief Justice of India. They are the ones. These people are the paid people, paid by foreign. These people are paid.
Can the Congress
these people receive payment from foreign
moral
agencies
judgment of the BJP while doing the same 4 years on? I'm only asking you a simple question.
Oh, is that question for me?
Yes, sir.
Is that question for me?
Entirely.
I don't represent the Congress, and I find it very amusing that you have gone on for 25 minutes on the Supreme Court, and I am a Supreme Court lawyer. You have me here for decoration. If I get interrupted now, I'll just leave the program.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Now let me say two or three things. Okay. The greatest judge in India produced was Justice V.S. Krishna Iyer. He was a minister in E.M.S. Namboodiripal's cabinet before he then became a judge of the Kerala High Court and then came to the Supreme Court. Judges have had political views, but when they are on the bench, they know well enough to keep it aside. This very Justice Thipsay gave bail to Vanjara, one of the chief accused, simply because the Supreme Court had given bail to the others in the case, and he said that I am bound by judicial precedent. What does a judge do after he retires? He is after he retires, if he joins a party in power or if he accepts an office from a party in power, sometimes questions are raised. I have written in the India Today quite some time back that there should be at least a minimum cooling off period. The Chief Justice at that time was Justice Lodha, and to his credit, Justice Lodha at that point of time did not take up anything.
Yes.
This was the Chief Justice immediately after Justice Sadashivam.
Right.
Justice Sadashivam was not the first Chief Justice, Judge of the Supreme Court who became a governor. Very long ago, the senior Justice Fazal Ali became a governor, and he was heavily criticized by Mr. Setalwad, who was then the Attorney General. So, while there is a transmission between politics and law and from law to politics,
yes,
what always has to be seen is that justice not only is done but appears to have been done.
Sure.
Any judge who retires takes up a government assignment.
But do you still believe there should be a cooling off period?
For comment, especially, I definitely hold that view. There have been great judges like Justice Rumapal, who have not even taken up arbitrations after they retired. This is a line for each one to draw. But at the heart of the debate is judicial independence. That should never be seen as compromised in any manner whatsoever.
Unfortunately, we have a situation where the Congress today is hoist on its own petard. 4 years ago, it argued against the very point today that it is preaching.
I have written in the Hindu against Justice Sadashivam.
I read your piece. I read your piece, and that's the reason I've left you with the last word on this debate, the voice of rationality and certainly bipartisanship, not partisan party politicking. So I've left it for our viewers to think about this, because this is a very, very critical point. We're going to take a short break. When we return, the Congress revives Hindu terror 11 months before the general elections. Why? We come back to it. Don't go.